Um, okay, so welcome everybody, and thank you. Um, I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Zoe from YACFIC, the Regional Development Coordinator.
I'm Tegan.
Yeah, my pronouns are she, her.
My pronouns are she, her as well.
I'm going to throw to you guys in Portland.
All right. I'm Meg, and this is Mel.
I'm Mel.
And we've got Jessie here as well with us. So myself and Mel are both the Youth Development Officers at Glenelg Shire Council over here. And yeah, we've run a variety of different programs under our Freezer and Engage funding. Amplify now.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to get out of the old ways. Yeah, did you want to add on to that?
No, I think you could. Yeah, that's what we do, and we've worked with Jessie a number of times.
Yeah, in most of the programs usually.
Yeah, anything music related, Jessie loves being part of. So it's been a wonderful connection to make, and yeah, we've enjoyed it.
Jessie, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? You're a musician.
Yeah, so I got into music start of high school, so that's 5 years ago. And I've always been on the performance stage, sort of like with my music teacher. She always had us involved in a bunch of different school events and whatnot. But I sort of always wanted to start my own band, but I've never had the opportunity to. Like, I've always been surrounded by musical mates, but we just couldn't really get it off because we never really, especially in a place like Portland, there's no real opportunity to get somewhere started or get a gig easily. And then I remember I saw posters of this Battle of the Bands thing around last year, hung up all over school, all over town, and I just saw it, and I just thought like, oh, this could be a good excuse to try and start one. Messaged some mates, we were down for it, and signed up for it, learned a few songs, smashed it out, thought it was going to be a one-time thing, and then it sort of just like exploded from there. Because some people that were at the event were like, hey, we run the local festival, we want you guys to play at that. And we thought, oh, sick, okay, we can do that. Sort of went for a very grueling 2 months to try and find time to get together. And I guess we more expanded on ourselves because I knew my mates at that time, or my bandmates, but I got closer with them through that because I got to hang out with them a lot more instead of us sort of just getting together once a week for a practice. And then after the festival, we got asked by very respected, I don't know his name, Down South PDF, something like that. He's on Instagram. He organizes a lot of the Southwest gigs. We got hit up by him saying, hey, there's a gig in Warrnambool.
Yeah.
Come do that. Before, you know what, try and do it. Did it. Very fun. When we started getting like a name for ourselves, like I got called out in the street every now and again. It's very awkward for it.
That's so great.
And then we had the song makers. I think that was before the band.
Yeah.
Got to make a song, and that sort of got me in the area that I want to do now, which is I'm a lead singer now. So sort of carved my space in that. And then there was the other Battle of the Bands in January.
Yeah.
Did that. That was probably the best one yet. And now trying to do a charity event, which is still in the works, with a bunch of other local acts in Portland, and hopefully a few more gigs in the next few months.
That sounds amazing. I'm just gonna that sounds incredible, and sounds like a whole lot of opportunities have come from this Amplify Freezer event of Battle of the Jams. Mel and Meg, can you guys tell us a little bit about the origin story of Battle of the Bands? Sorry, Battle of the Jams.
So I guess, well, it probably started, a couple of years back, we ran another music event called Turn Up the Track. It was, a big learning curve for us, but it was also kind of the start point of creating opportunities for young musicians. I guess at that point, when we ran it, we only had a couple of musicians come forward wanting to do it. So
and I don't think the community of support was there for our young musicians when it was our first 12 months working together, and we probably hadn't quite built the basis that we needed to hold such an event. And we learned a lot from that event, because not every event's successful, and that one wasn't as successful as we wanted it to be. But what we took from it and how we built from there was probably the biggest thing we
Yeah.
learnt from that.
Yeah.
Because then we moved on to the next thing we did was the song makers, which Jessie mentioned, which was a real connection point for us as
Yeah.
young musicians.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
So-
guess that. Sorry, you go.
Sorry, you go.
So that workshop was bringing young people into a space, and then we divided them off into little groups, and they got to work with other local musicians. I guess that's how you met a couple of your
Yeah,
band.
that's how I met
Yeah.
Henry and Jack. Well,
Yeah.
I knew them before, but that's
Spent
right.
more time.
Really got to know them because
Yeah.
I made the song with them.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so
And-
that was a really great opportunity for, I guess, people like Jessie to meet other people and see what other skills are out there, and so and so plays the drums, or that kind of opportunity.
And it was building a community of young musicians, so that was sort of
Mm,
the start point for that. And we just tried to build on it from there.
yeah.
We
just going to give. Sorry, I just want to give some regional context. So Portland is like the far west of Victoria. Would you say you're probably closer to the South Australia border than you are to Warrnambool?
we're in the middle. It's about an hour each way. So yeah.
And that thing you said at the beginning about community and having that community basis to get the traction for these events. How did you go about involving young people or supporting young people with that community connection?
I think that was
Well, with the first one, we also tapped it onto this other program that we run for our Engage funding called Life Hacks. So in that program, we had young people come and take part in a series of hospitality workshops, and then those people who took part in the workshops also served gaining live hands-on experience at the event as well. We also had judges who were just regular community members who have a background in music being the judges of the event. So I guess a lot of those people who are judges are either, I don't know, people who are in bands here, or teachers, or just those other people who, young people see around the community all the time. So, and this event as well, I think the difference between the one that we first initially did and this one is that it was open to community. So they could have their friends and family come and watch, which I think is a massive difference.
Not just your peers there, but having, a wider community audience was a key thing.
I think also with that, I think having like a younger, because there's not really a lot of bands here.
Yeah.
There was Osmosis before us,
Mhm.
and then we were sort of with them, and then
That's it, yeah.
So I think having a younger band, because I'm 18, everyone else is 17, turning 18. Most of our audience is that age or under.
Yeah.
So I guess having that demographic really helps bring people in.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I've only got like a minute left. I noticed that some of the names on the Battle of the Jams this year, I've seen some of those young performers popping up in other Southwest, Great South Coast events. How did you go about building that momentum?
We kind of headhunted them for a little bit. So
Yeah.
we got on other people's youth pages, Facebook pages, and just started messaging people and saying, hey, we've got this opportunity. Like, it's really great for you to make connections with other people outside of your area, as well as it's good for our young people to, meet other people from Mount Gambier, Warrnambool, Hamilton. It just kind of creates a broader space for everyone to, I don't know, mingle and can go on road trips if they wanted to in the future. I don't know.
And I think it create by young people performing at those events, as Jessie was saying, it really by the community being able to attend, it just gives them that platform for people that might want to book gigs or might run festivals or different things that they've got going on. They see these performers and go, hey, they fit with what we want. And most of the time they reach out or chase you down the street into it. You to perform at the gigs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
So my last question is, what's the big dream? This is for all three of you, and you can answer it together or separately. What's the big dream?
He's got dreams.
just like as a career thing in general. Well, I mean, music was like my entire reason to just, I don't know, music was my huge eye-opening moment because I had no clue what I was doing going into high school. And I found music, and then I'm like, okay, I've loved this. I want to surround something in music. And I was like, okay, I might go on a music theory. I hate music theory, so I might go in with a performance aspect because I love going on stage, doing front flips, cartwheels, and whatnot, going nuts.
Love it.
And then I kind of volunteered with a local guy that does gigs every now and again, and like setting up and doing sound. And I sort of got behind that. And then I love setting up because I got to meet people. I got to create a lot of connections. And then that sort of blew up because he was a very well-respected person in the community, like he's been doing it for 40 years. So I managed to get connections to people in Melbourne that play Rod Laver Arena, do gigs there. So I've managed to build that connection by the time I move up to Melbourne and continue pursuing this live music production. I'll have my foot in the door and be able to continue doing this either at a concert, with a festival, with a program, or might create my own band and do my own stuff like that.
Yeah, I think for us, that community connection and hearing that is probably what we want to get from it. Like to watch young people be able to make their, have a platform to make their own pathways and have a community that supports them to try new things and get out there in the music industry and be themselves. It's really cool.
Yeah, because I guess, we're not like Melbourne. We're a small town near the border of South Australia, where young people don't have a stage every weekend to get up and perform. So if we can help provide the opportunity and the funds for people like Jessie and his band to do that, then that's what we love most.
And I think we're aiming for some more, like a series of mini gigs. Not just our Battle Jams, but maybe some mini gigs in between, where we can get a few more opportunities for bands to get up and have a play.
Right. Give us a plug, please. Jessie, where can we find you if people want to look up your band or yourself?
Well, we only really have an Instagram. I do have a Facebook page, but I hardly touch it. Hard as Concrete Band. That's our Instagram. We're a bit slow at the moment. We haven't gotten gigs in the last month or two because they're
You're
all
available.
the other ones in year 12. So if you have an opportunity in Warrnambool, we'll love to come back.
They bring high energy. So very much a vibe. Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. I'm just going to stop the recording.